Eastern Michigan University has become incredibly stronger with the commitment from our alumni and friends at GameAbove. And I hope I got the list right. I did this last night. It may have changed since this morning, but I've seen a number of them. Charlie Batch is here. Jeff Bordone is here. Jack Brusewitz is here. George Gervin is here. Chris Kaufman, TJ Lang, Dan McClory, Keith Stone. I have to turn my page here. Jordan Young and Christian Young. And if I left anyone out, please know I thank you. And if you would join me in a round of applause for our friends at GameAbove. If you're not on our campus, you may not know that GameAbove has a real tie to everything we do every day. It is the name that goes now with our College of Engineering and Technology, and our dean is here, Dean Mohammed Katu. Those of you who don't know Mohammed, take a minute to meet him. If you want to know about STEM education, you think I'll talk a long time. Ask Mohammed a STEM question, and you'll see why we're so committed to what he does. And very early, I don't know, maybe 5 months into GameAbove's existence, Mr. Stone met with Dean Katu, and I said, this is going to be a ride. And it certainly has been a ride, Keith. And thank you for identifying all the things that go on in that college and how proud we are to have GameAbove's name with our College of Engineering and Technology. Senator Peters' office is represented here. Chris Mattis, some of you know Chris. Gary sent us a note and says things are a little turbulent in Washington. I'm shocked to read that. We wish that the senator could be here, but many of you know his commitment to STEM education. And Chris, we're very happy to have you here. We're heartbroken that Congresswoman Dingell can't be here with us. Some of you know she's residing in a part of Washington, D.C. where she doesn't really want to be. Although I see she's tweeting still from the hospital room. Debbie is Debbie. There is no one that is more committed in the congressional front to women and STEM education than Debbie Dingell. And I know we have a replacement for Congresswoman Dingell as a speaker today, but I can say without hesitation, Debbie certainly wishes she could be here. Now, the folks that make my life work, make Dean Katu's life work, make Provost Longworth's life work, for another, 9 weeks are going to make your life work, Dr. Winborn, or 12 weeks. Our regents are here, and I think that shows the support that we have for this work. Regent Nate Ford is here, Regent Jesse Krimborough Marshall is here, and Regent Chad Newton is here. So if you join me with a round of applause for our leadership. So I will conclude by saying just a couple more things. Reggie, thank you so much for the Mr. October Foundation and what you do for the young men and young women, not only in this building, but buildings throughout Greater Detroit. They have advantages they wouldn't have without you. So thank you very much for that. Thank you for supporting what we believe is the future of not only this segment of Detroit, but all of Greater Detroit, the young men and young women who will leave here. And Dr. Mayberry, I'm sure we instruct them that they're going to go to Ypsilanti and they're going to be on Eastern's campus. That's important to a number of us. And I should say that we're very proud of Hope Academy, but we have other students at other schools as well. Cesar Chavez, the Salina Intermediate School, Franklin School in Wayne County, Stevenson in Westland, Adams Middle School in Westland, and University Prep Middle School in Southfield, all that are advantaged by the Mr. October Foundation. As Dr. Mayberry said, I am not a foreigner to middle schools. I'm not a foreigner to elementary schools. I actually always have a special place in my heart when I walk into a school building, and particularly when I see floors that are as clean as the ones are in this building. You can tell I'm an old principal. I start looking at the floors, and I'm incredibly excited to be here with all of you. And please know, we say this often, it's not a cliche. Eastern Michigan University is your university. If we can be of help to you, as I hope we are, of help to children here at Hope Academy, reach out to us, let us know. We have folks from our foundation here. We have, as I said, our provost is here. We have representation from our Dean's Council here. Our regents are here. We're here to listen. Bia Hamade has put all this together. Bia, thank you for your hard work and making STEM education come alive. If you haven't heard Digital Divas or Digital Dudes, you'll hear about at some point in a conversation with either Mohammed or Bia. So thank you all very much for being here this morning. And I don't know about you, but Charlie, I think it's hot. Yeah, I will stop now. Thank you very much.
Thank you, President Smith. And thank you for recognizing our floors. Shout out to our maintenance team over there, Elder Brickerson and the team. We say we like to see our reflection in the floor. Thank you so much. At this time, I will introduce Alicia Bell, Chairwoman of the Wayne County Commission. Chairwoman Bell was first elected to the commission in November 2002 as the youngest African-American woman to serve on a county commission in the country, and is serving her 9th two-year term. She's a very active member of the community, serving on multiple committees, serving as chair of the Wayne County Zoological Authority and Wayne County Health Choice. On a national level, Commissioner Bell is very active with the National Association of Counties. Please join me in welcoming Alicia Bell, Chairwoman of the Wayne County Commission.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Mayberry, for that warm reception. Thank you, Dr. Smith, for all that you do. Ms. Young, thank you for GameAbove and all that you do. And to the legendary Reggie Jackson, thank you for being in Detroit today. We love you. Thank you for all that you do for the children across the country. Everyone, we all know that Eastern Michigan University and its alumni group, GameAbove, along with Mr. October Foundation, have worked together to bring STEM programming to middle school kids, especially here at Hope Academy. This partnership shows the power and the impact higher education can have in communities when we all get involved. The middle school students who have taken part of this program have been positively impacted by the opportunity to do hands-on STEM learning that builds pathways to STEM education and STEM careers. Their investment in our children's STEM education is an investment in tomorrow's Michigan STEM workforce. Even through the challenges of COVID, they have succeeded in bringing enriching hands-on programming to kids throughout the Detroit metro area. At a time where learning was one-dimensional for a lot of our children because they're looking at those screens all day in Zoom and in Teams, and those who have children like I do know that that is so one-dimensional. The students in these programs have tangible learning projects. This program was able to deliver over 2,000 hands-on STEM kits to students, changing their perspective on subjects in science, technology, engineering, and math. 2,000, that's a lot. That deserves a round of applause. The middle school students learn not only terminology, but applications of STEM subjects. This program is setting up students for success in high school and beyond. And I too grew up not too far from here in the 48204 zip code. I know the importance of opportunity, I know the importance of collaboration, and I know how important programs like this are to our children. I too graduated from Cass Technical High School. Woo-hoo for Cass. Grew up right off of Chicago, those of you who are from the Detroit area. Graduated from Drew Middle School. So again, whoop, whoop, Drew, okay, hey. So I understand the importance of the opportunities that the October Foundation and GameAbove needs to provide for our children. And I want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart. Eastern Michigan, thank you. Because our children, and I know it's cliche, but our children are our future. And we have to do all that we can do to ensure that they have a better future. We have GM and Ford in our backyard. And with autonomous vehicles, with electric vehicles, the education in STEM that these children are receiving is going to make our better a future as we look in our automotive industry and all industries where you need that STEM education. So again, thank you for this opportunity. And I will say, I know that Congresswoman Dingle really wanted to be here. And as you stated, I was on a phone call with her at 9 o'clock this morning. So she's working from that hospital bed. And she really wanted to be here. But I'm hopeful that I was a decent replacement for the Congresswoman. Thank you for all that you do. I look forward to all that you're going to do in the future. Thank you, Dr. Mayberry.
Thank you, Chairwoman Bell. Thank you for those spirited remarks. I will now introduce Kristen Young. Kristen Young is a GameAbove Advisory Board member. She graduated from Eastern Michigan University with a degree in Management Information Systems. Today, Kristen is Director of Software Engineering for GE Aviation and volunteers in advocating for and promoting K-12 STEM education. Introducing Kristen Young.
Thank you, Dr. Mayberry. Did the water help? It is an honor to be here today representing GameAbove and to acknowledge the success we have had with our partnership with the Mr. October Foundation and Eastern Michigan University. We all understand the impact that COVID-19 had on much of our K-12 education in this country. Schools were presented with very unique difficulties. The very programs our youth relied on were not as available, especially STEM programs that offered in-person, hands-on learning experiences. As a result, GameAbove, the Mr. October Foundation, and EMU Digital Divas and Dudes shifted their program from in-person STEM sessions to bringing STEM directly to the students. They delivered the kits to the students' doors. During the 2021 school year, the program delivered over 2,000 STEM kits to 400 students in 7 different schools. We got the teachers involved to instruct the activities virtually. We included parents and guardians in the education process to help provide a more hands-on experience. Kids learn by doing, and we enabled them to do that. I'll share a letter from program participant Lena Altala, an 8th grader at Salina Intermediate School in Dearborn. The student says, "Before starting the STEM program, I wasn't really interested in STEM, but now I can say I've gained a greater experience. I have been considering going into a STEM field because it is really hands-on and uses problem-solving skills. I never thought I'd be interested in STEM, and this program has really changed my mind and allowed for the opening of new paths and opportunities." I can relate to Lena's story. I too needed the hands-on experience to find my passion in technology. Lena is a great example as to why STEM education is important, and we want to continue helping to make positive change in the lives of today's youth and the communities that they live in as part of this partnership. Though with challenges, we knew it was essential to find a way to continue STEM education while still delivering a great learning experience. We could not afford to take last year off. The schools and the children depended on us to deliver. So that's what we did this past school year, and that is what we will continue to do the upcoming 21-22 school year. GameAbove will contribute to STEM education efforts by donating $250,000 to the Mr. October Foundation to continue providing an exceptional STEM learning program to young women and men in the Detroit area. Detroit and the surrounding area are important to us. We'll continue to keep this region as part of our future. GameAbove thanks everyone involved for their continued support.
Thank you, Kristen, for sharing that, and thank you for your continued support. And now, I'd like to introduce Mr. Reggie Jackson, Mr. October. He played 21 seasons in Major League Baseball and was inducted into the National Baseball Hall of Fame in 1993. The Yankees and Athletics retired his team uniform number in 1993 and 2004. Jackson was nicknamed Mr. October for his clutch hitting in the postseason. Reggie started the Mr. October Foundation in 1997, which initially helped schools bridge the digital divide, but now offers a sophisticated program providing STEM education to the nation's promising youth. To quote Mr. Jackson, "Only through education can we empower children to lead more productive lives." And Neither poverty nor illiteracy indicates a lack of intellect. The new economy thrives with the perspectives brought by our nation's motivated youth, and STEM is the future of the new economy. Early exposure to STEM is where motivation begins. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. October himself, Reggie Jackson.
Thank you, sir. Am I last? Got to get something sold. Can't make a move until you sell something. That's a dear friend of mine that I had gotten that from. On a serious side, I want to take the time to thank everyone that has come today, and also thank the people that are here that are participating in what we're trying to do. I've always felt that in our conversation yesterday with George Gervin, Iceman, the conversation quickly came to team. It quickly came to we. And so for me, we can't make it happen unless there is a we. It's not about I, it's not about me or anything like that. It certainly is about the money the money and the phrase that's on the back of our money that says "E pluribus unum," united we stand. At the same time, it does take economic effort and economic participation to make this all happen. And so for the people that do continue to contribute to our youth and to our future, personally, I want to thank you, Keith, for making this happen, and the people that work with you in order to make it continue to happen, recognizing that the future of the world belongs to our youth. Got involved in STEM about 15 years ago and recognized that as the jobs continue to mount and the opportunities continue to mount, that in 2011, 2012, the numbers were 2.5 million jobs will be available in 2017, 2018. And I looked at that and saw that 1/3 of that, of what the population is, in referencing minorities, Latin American, Latinx, and African American, then the opportunities for 800,000 or more jobs will be available if we can get some education. And you need more than 2 years of education. You need more than 4 years of education at times now. It also, at this particular time, requires sometimes 6 years of additional education. I want to pause here and thank my partner in crime for the last couple of, about the last 6 or 7 months, but a fellow I've known for the last 16, 17 years, Jim Crane, who brought me up here. And some of the first things that we had talked about with participation, I'm now associated with the Houston Astros, but the focus for Jim and for me has been on improving our youth, trying to educate our youth. Reggie, what are you going to do to make the world a better place, he says to me, and I'd like you to help you with that. So I'd like to thank Jim personally for helping me increase my footprint around the country. In talking about STEM education and talking about the participation, Dr. Al Gomez, who is has a PhD in education and with a focus on STEM education, he has created our STEM program, and it runs from grade 6 through 12. We start that early. We have the numbers that have shown our improvement and shown our successes. We've helped probably 70 to 80,000 students over the last 8 to 10 years that we've been doing this, and with a tremendous focus. We started out in the Bronx, and then the Bronx is the poorest congressional district in the United States. 5 or 10% of the students that go to school there, families own cars. Hardly any have driver's license. The Bronx is from 135th to 160th, 170th Street. Most of them have not been past 110th Street. That's where Manhattan starts. Never have been to Wall Street and live right on the island. So those are the kind of things that we're focusing on, the things we're working on. We do search our schools. We do look at the places that are able to handle our program. And so this is not a random selection. It takes time, it takes effort. And Dr. Gomez, Al Gomez, is a gentleman that searches and looks around and spends the time, he's boots on the ground when it comes to being involved in different places to make sure that we pick the schools that will be successful for us. I've noticed a significant improvement from with our program when it comes to the girls that are involved in our program, and then of course the kids that get involved. And one of the reasons that we've gone back to start our program at the 6th grade level is because it gives us an opportunity to have more kids get engaged because they're not afraid at that time. And so we do recognize what it does for our economy. We recognize what it does for our GDP. We recognize what it does for just social overall interaction. Education helps people communicate, get along, and make the world a better place. The issues that we're having that are recognized now in the United States and it's coming to fruition, it's pretty easy to know that we need to learn how to get along a little bit better, learn to communicate a heck of a lot better. And so what better way is there to do it than to increase the ability to educate our youth? It's a wonderful thing to go somewhere for me when I go and sit down and talk to someone and get up and leave and the guy says, gosh, you know, I never had any idea that Reggie Jackson made some sense. And I didn't believe anything of the stuff he said until I had a chance to share some ideas and some thoughts with him. And I now walk away and I can say, aha, I do understand somewhat as to what he's talking about. So being able to share our differences, share our thoughts, be able to have a better understanding with people is what we are about. I have a friend here that I admire and appreciate his homespun ways of delivering messages. Iceman, come up here for a second. The towering building.
Oh, it's good to be loved.
I guess what I want to do is just kind of prod you, Ice, and yesterday you had made a comment, and from there, I could have listened to you for the next hour. And I sat back and I learned. I heard things from you that were so special for me, to be very frank and honest with you, with your homespun, back porch, front stoop style of delivery. And you started it out with, you know, Reg, I heard from a guy and had said to me that everybody
Needs a somebody.
Tell us a little bit about that when it comes to how you think about that and what it means to you.
Well, you know, I've been knowing you a while. I met you as a kid. You know, what I recognize is we can't do it by ourselves. You know, the game I play, which is basketball, in order to have real success, you know, you had to play the game how it was designed, and that's as a team. So the teams that understand that usually be successful. So that's what we're doing here with the STEM. I mean, I am so proud. I have 2 charter schools, so I'm familiar with them. I am so proud of how Hope looks. I mean, it is so special. Hey, and I know the maintenance, y'all got it going on. You know, I mean, and you know, these are the little things that we forget. You know, them the ones we forget to thank all the time. You know, but them the ones make us look good. But Reg, you know, your research into this STEM and your love for it and your understanding of what it'll do for our babies, it's unbelievable. I'm a Detroiter, born and raised. Martin Luther King graduated in '70, so as I look out in the crowd, I'm older than most y'all. You know, and I just love Detroit to death. You know, and I just think about it, if I would have been introduced to the STEM program back in the '70s, I mean, I had a sweet jumper, but I could have been a scientist. I mean, I could have been an engineer. You know, I might have got that formula to do math. You know, so I am so proud of you, Reg, and what you bring to the table. I am a graduate of Eastern Michigan. I'm a big part of GameAbove. What we're doing is all about love, y'all, and that's the beauty of relationships. So I really appreciate you, my man, and keep doing what you're doing.
Love you, George.
I love you, too.
Love you, my friend. It's certainly, when you take a look at the numbers and you take a look at what happens when we do educate, you raise the poverty level, you graduate from high school, graduate from college, you raise the level again, you raise your earnings, you make the world a better place, and that's really what education does. So the harder we work, I will say that the better we get, and never stop doing it. Thank you all so much for participating. And Keith and the GameAbove, I'm proud to be on your team. Thank you.
Let's honor Mr. Jackson again and all.
I have one more thing I wanted to say. Charlie Batch and his wife, Tosh, we will be moving our next opportunity. Either it's going to be in St. Louis through Keith, and then additionally we'll be looking forward to doing something in Pittsburgh. I'm close friends with the Rooney family, and Franco Harris I've known for 50 years. So he'll be our champion there, and Tosh will be helping us there because she's already very deeply ingrained in the city there with youth. So I wanted to make sure that got said. Thank you.
Outstanding. Thank you for sharing, and thank you again for your commitment and what you're doing for youth around the nation. And to all of our stakeholders and partners, I just want to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedules to spend time with us here on our campus today. I would like to recognize our STEM lead teacher for Mr. October, Mrs. Susan Kelsey Bruton. Would you just wave your hand there? Just an outstanding professional and has managed this program through the pandemic all the way. I wanted to also recognize, along with our president of our board, Mrs. Angela Polk, also our vice president is with us, Nanette DePriest. Our treasurer's here with us, Mr. Kenneth Davis, and I think we have Mr. Chambers. Don't know if he made it out, but we want to honor him as well. Also want to recognize Bia Hammond for her help in organizing this event. Also our front office support, Mrs. Nicholson, Ms. Holt, and our social workers. Let's honor them. They coordinate all of this. The covers over the seats and all of those attentions to detail. Thank you so much. And to each one of you again, thank you for your support. And feel free, I know you've got a busy day ahead of you, but feel free to enjoy the moment. This is a moment. This is the defining moment right now for the future of the city, for the future of the state, and also the country. The collaboration of professionals coming together to form one village, one team. Thank you again, Mr. Gerber, for your words. Thank you, one and all. This concludes our press conference today, but our mission continues. Thank you, everyone.